alert. 2 children have been reported missing in southeastern North Carolina. What we know about this search and what you need to be on the lookout for.
Highs are back into the 90s starting today. I'm tracking a rise in the humidity and a chance of storms on Sunday.
Overtime thriller. The Canes come back to beat the Vegas Golden Knights to draw even 1 game apiece. The exciting conclusion and how fans reacted as the series shifts to Las Vegas for games 3 and 4.
We're following those stories plus some breaking news on I-540 westbound in the WRAL Traffic Center. WRAL News at 8 on Fox 50 starts in about 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your #1 source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
It's 8 a.m. here on your Friday morning, and the Canes storm back in that overtime win. We're now tracking a Category 4 heading to Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. Yeah, that's something that we never saw coming, but it happened. So we're all excited about that. We're also excited about the comfortable forecast that we're seeing for now. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
It is another pretty start. Well, take a look here at Rocky Mount Mills, taking a live look at all this beautiful sunshine. Our dew point is sitting still in the comfortable zone. Now, it's been lower than this over the last several days, but as long as we're in the 50s, it still feels good out there. 68 is our temperature now as we're heading into the 8 o'clock hour. Again, that dew point keeps us right there in the comfy zone at 54, but it is likely to climb to tolerable to steamy over the next couple of days. And the heat keeps rising, too. This afternoon, 93 in Raleigh, 91 Roxborough, 94 in Goldsboro, 93 in Fayetteville. So we do have some heat coming our way. We take a look at our rain chances. By Sunday, we begin at least a small chance. It's 20 to 30% all the way through Thursday. I'll show you how much we could total up by the end of next week. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, we're following some breaking news on I-540 westbound. An overturned vehicle we're monitoring right now. It's a situation that's causing some huge delays on that section of I-540, going all the way back to Falls of News. You can see the huge congestion that it's causing right now. So let's widen out the view and let you know what you can expect if I-540 westbound is part of your morning commute. You're looking at a 14-minute delay between Lewisburg Road and I-40 this morning. A lot of it has to do with the fact that first responders are working that overturned vehicle, that Creedmoor Road. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how much it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. Of course, the alternate route will be the Beltline itself in terms of your morning commute. Right now, we're just picking up a 2-minute delay coming in from Nightdale and I-87, just a 3-minute delay from Wake Forest as well. So really nothing that's going to make you late so far. All the other major routes are delay-free. We're also picking up very little to no delays on any of those major routes heading into Durham, short of a 2-minute delay if you're using Highway 98 to get from Wake Forest to Durham this morning. You're getting ready to head into the cartoon. Listen on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. We're staying on top of breaking news this morning. North Carolina authorities issued an Amber Alert for 2 missing children from Brunswick County believed to be in danger. We're talking about Wyatt and Chance Wilcox there on your screen. They were last seen in Oak Island and Supply in those areas on Thursday. They are believed to be with their father, Brandon Wilcox. He's accused of violating a custody order. Deputies say they may be traveling in Brunswick County or surrounding areas. Anyone who sees them or has any information should call 911. A thriller at Lenovo Center has the Canes traveling to Las Vegas with momentum in the Stanley Cup final. Carolina was down 2-0 heading into the third period before mounting a comeback, taking the lead 3-2. But the Vegas Golden Knights scored once again to tie the game with less than 2 minutes left, forcing overtime. And that's when it was Seth Jarvis's time to shine, scoring the game-winning goal and evening everything up in the series at a game apiece. So all eyes, Ken, now are on Game 3 happening in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we have team coverage this morning, of course. We've got Ali Catlabar live outside the Lenovo Center this morning. Ali, fans are waking up very excited this morning.
Oh, Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if anybody took their jerseys off last night because they were that excited. I mean, tons of energy here outside Lenovo Center, and that's because we see that 13th warning flag. It is up. We had to wait a little bit, but it is up at Lenovo Center. There's only 3 more spots left. We're so close to that Stanley Cup. Now, listen to this. Fans took a moment, or listen to this. Fans stood right here when Canes won Game 2. Yeah, that was the moment Seth Jarvis scored the winning goal in overtime. The watch party outside Lenovo Center erupted. Towel waving, screaming, and tons of celebrating followed a nail-biting game. Hundreds stayed on their feet for hours, and fans tell us they have big plans for the Canes as they hit the road.
Before this series started, it was Canes in 5. It's Canes in 5. Gentlemen's sweep, baby.
Woo, let's go. Gentlemen's sweep. That's what we're hoping for. Games 3 and 4 in Vegas this weekend. And you'll notice that there is not a Stanley Cup final stage set up anymore. It's on its way to Vegas, too, for games 3 and 4. Don't worry, it's coming back for game 5 next Thursday. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
All right, so even though the Canes are on the road, that does not mean that the party will stop for fans this weekend. Let's bring in WRAL's Kelsey Koff. She's live at Smoky Hollow in the Smoky Hollow district this morning in downtown. Kelsey, there are a lot of watch parties taking place for games 3 and 4.
Yes, Kim, there sure are. Most of us won't be making that trip to Vegas, so we've got to bring all of the vibes here in Raleigh. Smoky Hollow was packed last night with Caniacs for that huge overtime win. There was a massive watch party. We'll go ahead and show you video from that right now. If you're looking to head to a watch party for Game 3 tomorrow, there's some good news and then there's some bad news. Bad news is the official watch party inside Lenovo Center is already sold out. Good news is there are dozens of other places for you to watch, including Moore Square. Here's the rest of the schedule for the Stanley Cup final. Game 3 will be on Saturday and Game 4 will be on Tuesday. In Vegas, the Canes return to Raleigh for Game 5 on Thursday. Then if it comes to it, Game 6 will be back on the road in Vegas. To find out more about Stanley Cup watch parties across the Triangle, head to WRAL.com's homepage. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
I'm sure Caniac fans have those dates circled on their calendar. WRAL's Pat Walter and Chris Lee and Brian Murphy will be in Vegas for Games 3 and 4 in the Stanley Cup run. Stay with WRAL as we follow the Carolina Hurricanes in their quest for the Cup.
The search intensifies for 2 inmates that escaped the Vance County Detention Center this week. Law enforcement has released this video of Michael Miles and LaShawn Knott running down a hallway during their escape on Wednesday. So right now there is a combined $40,000 reward for information leading to their capture. Let's bring in WRAL's Kirsten Clark. She's joining us live outside the Vance County Jail once again this morning. And Kirsten, investigators say that the first 2 days after an escape are often the most crucial.
Yes, Laura, it's now been more than 36 hours since those 2 men escaped from this facility, and the search is now all hands on deck as the possibility of them traveling further from this area is growing. Let's take another look at that surveillance video showing Michael Miles and LaShawn Knott sprinting through a jail hallway. Authorities say the 2 were discovered missing from the Vance County Jail around 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. They are considered armed and dangerous, and now the Vance County Sheriff's Office, FBI, SBI, and Henderson Police Department are all involved in the search. This comes as WRAL Investigates team found inspection reports noting broken locks, insufficient supervision, and more problems all at the Vance County Jail. And one neighbor tells us she's not surprised by the escape.
It's just something I've lived with for so long, so I'm not worried about them. You know, I know not to open my door.
Yeah, and that's exactly what authorities are urging people to do, to stay on high alert, to lock their doors and to secure their property. If you do see Miles or Knott, do not approach them, but instead immediately call 911. Live in Henderson, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Authorities in Wilson County, along with the SBI, are investigating a house fire that killed 30 cats and sent the homeowner to the hospital. This happened off Highway 58, just outside Wilson. The house is considered completely destroyed. The house belonged to Alice Pierce, who operates the Perfect Hearts Cat Rescue out of her home. A GoFundMe indicates Pierce suffered burns on 15% of her body after she tried to save the cats from that fire. We spoke with Allison Schaefer, who works closely with Pierce. She says she is heartbroken by what happened.
I would have tried to get in the house and save the cats. I wouldn't have thought about myself. That is my biggest fear. As somebody who also fosters and who's in animal welfare, I cannot imagine what went through her mind.
Schaefer says the animal rescue was one of the few local rescues coordinating spay and neuter services, which is creating concern about a gap in care for pet owners. There's an online fundraiser for Pierce and the Perfect Hearts Animal Rescue. The link can be found in this story on WRAL.com. Well, time now 8:10, libraries and AI, how a new statewide initiative is using generative AI to help with information access and digital literacy.
And Hamilton in the Triangle, the Tony Award-winning musical, is at the DPAC this weekend. That story and more in Out and About.
And of course, we still need a lot of rain. We do have multiple chances starting Sunday into next week. I'll show you how much total we could end up with. 8:13. We'll start here in Chapel Hill with some beautiful blue sky. People out walking up and down. You know, it's already in the 8 o'clock hour and it's comfortable right now. Our temperatures across our area are mainly still in the 60s. We did jump to 70 here in Southern Pines, 67 in Fayetteville, 69 in Wilson, 67 degrees in Goldsboro right now. Lunch break, it's not going to be too bad. Temperatures right at noon will be close to 90 degrees, but it still looks like today the humidity will be on the lower side, not as low as it was, but if you're in the shade, you should be pretty comfortable. Same thing for the Bulls game tonight. They continue the homestand that lasts all the way through the weekend at 6 o'clock, 90. But as the game continues and it gets closer to sunset, temperatures will be dropping back down into the mid 80s. We're nice and dry through Saturday. We do have a chance of some showers and storms Sunday. We'll look at that in just a bit. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather traffic every 10 minutes. We're staying on top of that breaking news. We're following an I-540 in the westbound lanes, an overturned vehicle right near the Creedmoor Road and I-540 interchange. You can see the huge delays it's causing, stretching all the way back to Falls of Moose Road as we widen out the view. Right now, you're looking at an 18-minute delay on those westbound lanes between Lewisburg Road and I-40, and the bulk of it has to do with that overturned vehicle. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how much it's going to continue to affect your morning commute.
Okay, Ken, thank you. New this morning, the U.S. Senate passed an ICE and Border Patrol funding bill after a long night of voting. The bill provides nearly $70 billion to fund ICE and CBP operations through the end of President Trump's term in the next 3 years. That legislation was passed without any language or guardrails over Trump's anti-weaponization fund. A push to add $1 billion in extra Secret Service funding was also dropped. The House will take up the measure next week. And the U.S. Senate has rejected an amendment that would have added the Save America Act to that bill. That amendment fell 12 votes short of the 60 it needed to pass. 4 Republicans voted against it, including North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis and former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. The Save America Act would have implemented strict limitations on voter registration and voter ID. The bill passed the U.S. House earlier this year.
A bridge will be named after a Nash County deputy killed in the line of duty. Yesterday, North Carolina Department of Transportation voted to dedicate the bridge on Old Carriage Road in honor of Deputy Jared Allison. This is near US 64. Allison was killed on an evening of Thanksgiving in 2020 when he was trying to stop a motorcycle. UNC Chapel Hill launching a new statewide study on libraries and generative AI. It's called Local Libraries and Generative AI. It was officially launched yesterday at the New Bern Craven County Public Library as part of Chancellor Lee Roberts' tour of Eastern North Carolina. The goal is to explore how libraries respond to AI and ensure communities are involved in future information access and digital literacy. The project runs from this summer through 2028.
Like so many fans, being a Caniac is a family affair. But what do you do when you have a family of 4 and only 2 tickets to the Stanley Cup final? who gets to go? Well, the White family was able to answer that question pretty easily for Game 1. Christy and Stuart White got to see the entire Stanley Cup run in 2006 with their season tickets. 20 years later, they now have 2 teenage boys. They wanted to give their kids the experience for Game 1. But they also have 2 tickets to Game 7 if it goes that far. So, again, who gets to go?
Hot debate.
It is a hot debate. I'm personally hoping the Canes get it done before then so I don't have to make that decision.
Regardless of who gets to be inside, this is a series and a team giving the whole family memories of lifetime.
Yeah, mom and dad, they're going. What's happening today? The North Carolina Museum of Life and Sciences reopening its Red Wolf Overlook to guests. It comes a month after 5 critically endangered red wolf pups were born. All of the pups have gone through initial health checks and doing very well. The best time to see them is early in the morning, just after opening, or late in the afternoon before closing. You can get your tickets on the museum's website.
It has been almost 1 year since the opening of the Gibson Play Plaza in Raleigh. The new playground opened at Dix Park on June 6th of last year. And ever since, it has been a fun, free attraction for families in the Triangle. This weekend, the park is expected to hit 2 million visitors since opening. Dix Park Executive Director Kate Pierce says there are fun things in store as we get closer to July 4th.
We expect a great crowd to gather on the big field and celebrate July 4th. And so fireworks, food trucks, entertainment, inflatable games for kids to play. It should be a fun family event for everyone to enjoy this July 4th.
And just last month, the water attractions opened at the Play Plaza. That includes a waterfall, splash pad, and a play area called Watermill Mountain. The water attractions at Gibson Play Plaza open at 10 a.m. every day and will be open until October.
Lots of activities across the area this weekend.
Oh, yes. It's time to take a look at WRAL's Out and About. Starting here, Pride Month kicks off in Raleigh tonight. Downtown Raleigh Alliance is hosting a free block party on Commerce Place in the Warehouse District. It will include food, drinks, games, and free Pride portraits. That event runs from 5 to 8 p.m.
The Tony Award-winning musical Hamilton is at DPAC this weekend. There will be 5 shows this weekend starting tonight all the way through Sunday, and tickets are going fast. If you can't see it this weekend, don't worry. The show runs through June 14th. Hamilton is part of WRAL-sponsored Best of Broadway series. For more weekend best bets, just visit WRAL.com and search Out and About.
Well, listen, if you're going anywhere this weekend, especially spending time outdoors, Elizabeth, it is going to be a hot weekend. I mean, it's June in North Carolina.
It is. It's exactly what we would expect. A little bit above normal, but, you know, again, not something that we wouldn't expect. We'll take a live look at Apex this morning. It is beautiful out there right now. Lots of sunshine, lots of people driving up and down Salem Street and walking up and down Salem Street, too. Our dew point is still in the comfortable zone. As long as we keep it in the 50s, it feels okay out there. That's not as low as it was earlier this week. But again, this time of year, we'll take it. 68 is our current temperature. So if you have something you need to do outside, if you get it done between now and noon, you're probably still looking pretty good. Temperatures will continue to climb over the weekend. 94 for tomorrow and 97 on Sunday. We had to bump that up just a little bit. We will end the day Sunday with a few showers and thunderstorms, but it's not going to be enough rain to really move the needle on the drought at all. Our next weather maker Sunday will be a cold front that drops in on us from the north, and it'll bring some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But again, we're just not looking at a whole lot of rain out of this particular system. This is Sunday morning at 7 a.m. and there's noon, so it's nice and dry up until, well, look at this. This is a new run of the computer models, and it's a lot slower bringing the rain in. It looks like maybe we stay dry through the evening Sunday on this new run, and then overnight we have that potential for just a quick shower. And boy, the amount of rain looking at that for Sunday doesn't look great. Possibly late Monday, another isolated chance. So it's not much. We're looking at a 30% chance on Sunday, Monday, 20 Tuesday, 30 on Wednesday and Thursday. So we continue to have chances for rain, but it just doesn't look like we're going to squeeze much moisture out of any of those chances. Right now, it looks like maybe 1/10 of an inch as an average across our viewing area. So that's not going to help the drought monitor any. It stays the same as it did last week. The new one was still extreme in the north and severe to the south. And again, I don't expect a whole lot of change. Rainfall stats, we're looking at over a 9-inch deficit for the year at RDU and a little over 8.5 inches of a deficit in Fayetteville. 97, Sunday will be the hottest day. We do see that front bringing us some cooler temperatures into the mid-80s, even if it's not going to bring us much rain, Ken?
Well, Elizabeth, we continue to follow that breaking news on I-540 in those westbound lanes. This is an overturned vehicle right at the Creedmoor Road I-540 interchange. You can see the huge backup it's causing all the way back to Falls of Moose Road. So as we widen out the view, here's what you're looking at. You're looking at a 13-minute delay on those westbound lanes of I-540 between Lewisburg Road and I-40, and the bulk of the congestion is around that situation with that overturned vehicle. So checking that southern loop of the Beltline, which is an alternate route if depending on where you are this morning, you're just looking at a 4-minute delay. If you're coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area, no delays whatsoever between Highway 36 and the Beltline. If you're navigating I-40 westbound through Wade Avenue, that's delay-free as well. Checking some other routes coming into the Raleigh-Wade County area. Right now, you're looking at no delays if you're coming in from Apex. You're coming I-40 eastbound. It's all delay-free. That situation on that southern loop of the Beltline that we told you about an hour ago has cleared. It's off to the median right now, but we're still seeing some lingering delays. Right now, you're looking at maybe a 3 to 5 minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline.
School closure coming up. Chapel Hill Carrboro schools have voted to close one of its elementary schools. What's ahead for students, parents, and teachers? And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather, please report it to us. You can go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tips to our news team.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time now is 8:26 here on your Friday. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Garner with your Friday weekend weather. Elizabeth.
It's another bright sunny day out there thanks to this high pressure system. But here's the change. It was so comfortable earlier in the week. As this high slides southward, it's going to start to pull in some warmer, more humid air. So around town today, we're solidly going to be in the 90s. 93 Raleigh and Fayetteville, and 94 in Durham. And our temperatures as we get through the weekend just keep climbing. We'll be at 97 by Sunday, but late Sunday we could see a few isolated showers or storms. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on I-540 westbound because of an overturned vehicle. Apparently, the icon has disappeared, which stands to reason that they're making progress in terms of clearing that scene. But you can see the huge delays it's causing all the way back to Falls of Moose Road. So as we widen out the view, right now you're looking at a 7-minute delay. So things are getting better. It was in the double digits a little while ago between Lewisburg Road and I-40, but the bulk of the congestion is really between the Highway 50 Creedmoor Road and Falls of Moose as a result of that overturned vehicle. I'll have another update at the bottom of the hour coming up.
An Amber Alert has been issued for 2 kids in Brunswick County. Wyatt and Chance Wilcox were last seen in the Oak Island and Supply area yesterday. They are believed to be with their father, Brandon Wilcox, who is violating a custody order. Deputies say they may be traveling in Brunswick County or surrounding areas. Anyone who sees them or has information should call 911. The search is on for 2 inmates that escaped the Vance County Detention Center last week, or this week, I should say. Video shows Michael Miles and LaShawn Knott running down a hallway during their escape on Wednesday. There is a combined $40,000 reward for information leading to their capture. Coming up next on Fox 50, the Carolina Hurricanes pull off a big overtime victory. Alert. 2 children have been reported missing in southeastern North Carolina. What we know about this search and what you need to be on the lookout for.
Highs are back into the 90s starting today. I'm tracking a rise in the humidity and a chance of storms on Sunday.
Overtime thriller. The Canes come back to beat the Vegas Golden Knights to draw even 1 game apiece. The exciting conclusion and how fans reacted as the series shifts to Las Vegas for games 3 and 4.
Oh, man. Went to bed, they were down 2-0. I'm thinking, what's going to happen? So I woke up feeling all groggy and looked at the score and I was like, whoa!
I was completely shocked.
Love it. Thanks for being with us. We'll get to all that. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. You know what? Chris Michaels talked about the forecast for Game 2 this year,
right,
comparing
remember?
it to years before. And he was right, Elizabeth, because we got the W.
Hey, you know, maybe he'll start forecasting sports events as well. Maybe he'll give a little raise for that. I don't know. We'll see if he's onto something there. Speaking of sports, there is more. I mean, the opportunities of amazing things that we have to do around here is incredible. The Durham Our Bulls have a homestand all the way through the weekend. It looks dry, and yes, it'll be a little bit on the hot side, but today, not so bad. Our dew point's right there in the mid-50s, so it's still feeling comfortable, and our temperature heading out the door right now is 68. The muggy meter, for a reminder, 50s are still comfy, and then it may creep to tolerable or steamy as we get through the weekend, especially closer to Sunday. 93 in Raleigh for today, 91 Roxborough, 94 Goldsboro, 93 in Fayetteville. There is some rain in our forecast. I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope that it's going to total up a lot in the rain gauges, but we have at least 5 days in a row of chances starting Sunday. We'll take a closer look at Sunday's possibilities coming up. Ken?
Hi, Elizabeth. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're staying on top of the situation on I-540. This crash apparently is in the clearing phase because the icon has disappeared, but you can see the lingering delays. It was an overturned vehicle, by the way. The lingering delays stretching all the way back to Falls of Noose Road. So as we widen out the view, give you a look at what you're looking at now. You're looking at just a 6-minute delay between Lewisburg Road and I-40. That was up to double digits, so things are getting better in that I-540 West, in those I-440 westbound lanes. So 6 minutes not necessarily going to make you late. Now, that southern loop of the Beltline, we've been showing you this for the last hour or so. Right now, the median is closed there right near the Gorman Street exit as a result of this incident. That's adding to the usual congestion we see this time of the morning on that southern loop of the Beltline. Right now, you're just looking at a 9-minute delay if that's part of your commute. So factor that in as you make your way out this morning. No delays whatsoever if you're coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area at this hour.
Ken, thank you. We're following breaking news this morning. Right now, deputies are searching for 2 missing boys from Brunswick County. They are on your screen here, 9-year-old Chance and 11-year-old Wyatt Wilcox. The boys were last seen yesterday. They are believed to be with their father, 35-year-old Brandon Wilcox. The sheriff's office says he is in violation of a custody order. Deputies went to their home on Southeast Frying Pan Road in Supply, but nobody was there. If you have any information on their whereabouts, call 911. A thriller at Lenovo Center has the Canes heading to Vegas with momentum in the Stanley Cup final. Carolina was down 2-0 heading into the third period before mounting a comeback and taking the lead 3-2. But it was far from over. The Vegas Golden Knights tied the game with less than 2 minutes left, forcing overtime. And that's when it was Seth Jarvis's time to shine, scoring the game-winning goal and tying the series at a game apiece. So that late night comeback electrified fans at Lenovo Center and watch parties across the area. WRAL's Ali Calabar is at Lenovo Center. And Ali, tell us about that fan experience as you're waving that towel, girl.
Had to wave it one more time before the weekend. Yes, it was electrifying. It was amazing. A lot of energy here. Fans were so excited to see that victory. A sign of that victory we can see this morning. We can see that 13th warning flag is up here at Lenovo Center. Only 3 more to go. We are so close to that Stanley Cup. Take a look at the moment. Fans stood right here when Canes won Game 2. Oh, yeah, that was the moment Seth Jarvis scored the winning goal in overtime. The watch party outside Lenovo Center erupted. There was towel waving, there was screaming, and there was tons of celebrating following a nail-biting game. Hundreds stayed on their feet for hours. Fans tell us they had a feeling the Canes wouldn't disappoint.
But Rod got them boys playing right in the third, and it was no doubt, even going into overtime, I said, we're the better team tonight, we're going to get this win.
Oh, and they got that win. And you may notice here at Lenovo Center that Stanley Cup final stage, it's no longer here. We're also seeing some crews pick up after that big watch party. Well, the Stanley Cup final stage, it's on its way to Vegas for games 3 and 4. But don't worry, it's coming back to Lenovo Center for game 5 on Thursday. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Calabar, WRAL.
And I know fans can't wait. So even though Canes are out of town, they're on the road in Vegas, that doesn't mean that the party stopped for fans here this weekend. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live in the Smoky Hollow District this morning. And Kelsey, that place was rocking too.
Yes, Ken, it sure was. Now, most of us won't be making that trip to Vegas, so we got to make sure that we keep the vibes going here in Raleigh. Smoky Hollow here was one of the places to be last night for a huge watch party as fans celebrated that amazing overtime win. Hundreds of Caniacs will be back here in downtown Raleigh for watch parties for both games 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and show you some video from last night's watch party. And if you're looking to go to a watch party for game 3 tomorrow, we've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is the official watch party inside Lenovo Center is already sold out. But the good news is there are dozens of other places to watch, including at Moore Square. Here's the rest of the schedule for the Stanley Cup Final. Game 3 will be on Saturday, and Game 4 will be on Tuesday in Vegas. The Canes return to Raleigh for Game 5 on Thursday, and if it comes to it, Game 6 will be back on the road in Vegas. To find out more about Stanley Cup watch parties across the Triangle, head to WRAL.com's homepage. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Okay, so let's talk about those tickets, right? North Carolina Attorney General's office now giving Ticketmaster 1 week to answer questions about Stanley Cup Final ticket queue issues. The office says several season ticket holders filed complaints. They claim technical issues with Ticketmaster's system prevented them from being able to buy tickets to the Stanley Cup Final games. Canes fans can file complaints on the State Department of Justice website.
Back to the competition now. WRAL's Pat Welter, Chris Lee, Brian Murphy, they're all headed to Vegas for games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Stay with WRAL as we follow the Carolina Hurricanes in their quest for the Stanley Cup.
This morning, the search for 2 escaped inmates is intensifying. New video here shows them running through the Vance County Jail before getting away more than 36 hours ago. The FBI and other law enforcement are now involved in this search. WRAL's Kirsten Clark explains the first 2 days after an escape are often the most crucial.
It's been more than 36 hours since those 2 men escaped from this facility, and now the search for them is all hands on deck as the possibility of them traveling further away from the area grows. Here's that video again of Michael Miles and LaShawn Knott sprinting through a jail hallway. Authorities say the 2 were discovered missing from the Vance County Jail around 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. They are considered armed and dangerous. The Vance County Sheriff's Office, FBI, SBI, and Henderson Police Department are now all involved in the search. The U.S. Marshal says the chance of finding an escapee close to the jail decreases significantly as time passes. But a nearby neighbor tells us she's prepared if she comes face to face with Miles and Knott.
Protect yourself. Get whatever you have to get to protect yourself. If they try to come in, get them out. Best way you can. That's the only thing I know.
Authorities are urging people to stay on high alert, to lock their doors, and to secure their property. If you do see Miles or Knott, do not approach them, but immediately call 911. In Henderson, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Well, gas prices are going down all across the country. In Raleigh, gas prices dropping 22 cents per gallon in the last week alone. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says prices are reacting to a potential peace deal with Iran. But if that doesn't happen, they could go back up.
A lot of the decline in gas prices is based on President Trump hoping that there was going to be a deal that could be announced. It certainly hasn't happened yet. And we could see gasoline prices starting to go back up here in the days in the next couple of weeks, as long as the Strait of Hormuz continues to be closed.
Here's a look at a closer look at those gas prices now. Statewide, the average price $3.83. That's down 3 cents from just yesterday and 20 cents from last week. In Raleigh, the average price is $3.79, and in Fayetteville, you'll be paying $3.61 on average.
Chapel Hill Carrboro City Schools will be closing Glenwood Elementary effective the 2027-2028 school year. That decision was 7-0. It's because of dropping enrollment and budget pressures. Glenwood would still be open normally for the upcoming school year. Ephesus and Sewell Elementary Schools were also on the chopping block, but will stay open. Your time now, 8:40, still ahead. WRAL Sports breaks down the big plays that won Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final for the Carolina Hurricanes. And beach cleanup happening now. A 20th home falls on the North Carolina coast, the debris left behind along Buxton Beach.
And our temperatures are heating up. We were in the upper 80s yesterday, solidly in the 90s for today. I'll let you know which way the humidity is headed coming up. It's 8:44 and beautiful sunshine here in Cary as we take a look from the buildings here at Fenton. And it's pretty quiet there right now, but now's a really good time to be outside. Our humidity is still on the low side and our temperatures are feeling comfortable. It's 69 in Goldsboro and 70 in Southern Pines, 67 in Fayetteville, 68 in Durham, and 69 in Rocky Mount. Going to be a good day for the pool. It's nice and pleasant right now, but by the time we hit lunchtime, it's already going to be right around 90 degrees and we'll see a high of 93. Maybe you can't go till after work, but it's still going to be 90 at 6 o'clock. So it makes it a good day. And hey, you know, you can put this into your calendar for both Saturday and Sunday as the heat continues to be rather high. Ken?
Elizabeth, we are picking up some heavy congestion on that southern loop of the Beltline. Here's a live look at I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. By the way, if you're in the eastbound lanes, you're headed to the beach for the weekend, it's clear sailing. But that southern loop of the Beltline, those westbound lanes, really a troubled spot this morning. Right now, you're looking at a 10-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. But really and truly, once you get past the Gorman Street exit, it's clear sailing all the way to Cary. I'll have another update coming up in about 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. Granville County Schools is stepping up safety now. The new county budget allows for full SRO staffing. That means each high school will have 2 officers on site. Every other school will have at least 1. It's part of ongoing safety upgrades in the district, which include random metal detector screenings and new weapon detection systems.
2 men in Cumberland County are charged with stealing nearly $28,000 worth of electronics from FedEx. Christopher Webb and Jehan Scott are charged with felony conspiracy, possession of stolen goods, and embezzlement. Deputies say they stole electronics from the delivery trucks. They're being held in the Cumberland County Detention Center at this point.
An affordable housing effort is leading to a power struggle over building restrictions across the state. The debate over so-called granny flats playing out in the State House right now. Lawmakers are debating a measure that would allow people in larger cities to build backyard cottages and other small housing units in their yards. It would also expand where housing can be built. Supporters say it's needed to boost supply as housing costs climb. Others say they support the extra housing, but stripping zoning control from local governments is a bad idea.
The idea of allowing folks to have accessory dwelling units on their property is something that should be encouraged, not discouraged.
There's always been a desire at the state level to try to dictate how that unfolds at the local level. It's a tug and pull.
And Governor Josh Stein has also called housing affordability a top priority. He hired a housing advisor last month to work with local governments on ways to boost supply. For more on the bill and what it could mean for your neighborhood, you can head to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
We have seen fans celebrating all over with the Golden Knights last night's overtime win. WRAL Sports' Pat Welter and Chris Lee now breaks down what happened.
Good morning from the Lenovo Center, where the Carolina Hurricanes have tied this series with the Vegas Golden Knights 1-1 after their 4-3 overtime victory here last night in Raleigh. I'm Chris Lee. That's Pat Welter. Pat, it looked like the Canes were going to go down 0-2, but the Cardiac Canes came alive in the third.
Good luck falling asleep after that one. If you're watching, you can email us if you stayed up all night, because what a game. The Canes had to have this. Only 5 teams had ever come back from down 0-2 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Canes don't need to be one comeback for the ages.
Canes are down 2-0 with less than 10 minutes left in the game, and then Logan Stankoven doing Logan Stankoven things. Sticks with it, eventually puts it in the net for the unassisted goal. The Canes finally on the board. About 2 minutes later, look at the individual effort from Eric Robinson going down, but passes it over to Mark Jankowski, who ties the game at 2.
Momentum rolling now. Canes on the power play after a failed coach's challenge by Vegas. Shane Gostisbehere the shot, and it's Jordan Stahl, the captain, with the deflection. Canes take the lead 3-2, but Vegas would tie it with 1:20 left to force overtime. And who comes through in the extra period but your top liner, Seth Jarvis, on the power play from Shane Gostisbehere. Canes win it in OT 4-3.
It's huge. To be able to contribute to a win and help the team out like that's nice. Get the power play going even more after Jordo follow his lead, and just keep this wave rolling now.
Chris, don't look now, but I think that might be a Crush nerd cluster right before us. And I got some nerds waiting in my car from Seth Jarvis to give them in the locker room, because now that top line has got a little confidence again, watch out the rest of the way. We got a series.
We are headed to Las Vegas to follow the Carolina Hurricanes. Hey, Pat, don't tell my wife I might OD on some nerds. Let's go.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, baby.
Let's go, Canes. We will see you in Vegas.
All right, Pat and Chris will be joined by Brian Murphy on their trip to Vegas for games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup run. Stay with WRAL as we follow the Carolina Hurricanes in their quest for the Cup.
Some San Antonio Spurs fans are taking the internet by storm. It's time to take a look at what's trending right now.
Yeah, game 2 of the NBA Finals happening tonight, and there's a special group of Spurs fans going viral. These Salesian sisters are San Antonio Spurs fans. They've been so for like 2 decades now. A car dealership and other businesses stepping up, giving them some free tickets and even some free sneakers.
Okay, so get this. While fans have called them nuns, they are actually not nuns. They are sisters who just spend time ministering in their community. I love it. Well, happening today, the North Carolina Museum of Life and Sciences will reopen its Red Wolf Overlook to guests. It comes a month after 5 critically endangered red wolf pups were born. All of the pups have gone through initial health checks and are doing well. The best time to see them is early in the morning just after opening or late in the afternoon before closing. You can get your tickets on the museum's website.
About a dozen workers are on the beach after a home collapse in Buxton. This is video along Cape Hatteras. Crews are looking for smaller pieces of debris that could be buried in the sand or washed up along the shoreline. This was the 20th home to fall into the ocean on Buxton since last September.
Yeah, it's still pretty incredible every time we see a home come down and the images from there. Let's get a check on the forecast here at home now. Elizabeth, the temperatures here on the coast kind of similar to what we're dealing with right now at home.
Absolutely. It's pretty comfortable at this point, but as we get into the weekend, we're going to really see the heat building. The humidity will follow, but it won't be as humid as you might expect for July. We take a look at downtown Raleigh, past the legislative building. A little bit of haze there on the horizon. 68 is our temperature, and our dew point's 54. 54 is still in that comfy zone, but we will likely see it climbing some over the weekend. It's 73 in Durham, 71 in Holly Springs, 68 in Morrisville, a cooler 62 in Chapel Hill, and 69 in Clayton. So temperatures are warming up as we're getting closer to that 9 o'clock hour. We're running just a little bit warmer than we were this time yesterday, and we'll be about 3 or 4 degrees warmer this afternoon than we were yesterday too for the highs. Yesterday's high was 89. We're looking at low 90s. This high pressure system is helping to change everything for us. At first, when it was up near the Canadian line, was pushing in some nice cool dry air, and we knew that wouldn't last. As it's settling down to the south, now it's helping to pick up some warmth and some moisture and push it into our area. We'll definitely feel that this afternoon. 93 in Raleigh and Fayetteville, 94 in Durham, under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We're not likely to set any records today or tomorrow. The record high for today is 102, and it's 99 on Saturday. But with the forecast high of 97 Sunday and a record of 100, we'll be closer to it, which will be interesting, right? To set a record low earlier in the week and a record high by the end of the week, all in the same week. That's definitely unusual. Our muggy meter climbs. It's not going to be a dramatic climb, but we will likely end up near steamy by Sunday and Monday as the temperatures climb and as we see an increased chance for rain. It's a small chance on Sunday, maybe Sunday night into Monday, and then a chance again Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can watch the precipitation line down here. It's a 20 to 30% chance, but it is each day from Sunday through Thursday. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll see much rain out of any of those days.
Elizabeth, thank you. Before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers, and we will have another check on weather and traffic coming up next.